Thanks for joining me, Yusak. I need some pro commentators here, man.
Yeah, it was actually nice having Hung in here. I mean, obviously we've got a difference of opinions, but that's good. We could bounce ideas off each other and get feedback from the chat at the same time. And
Yeah, I like how Scan just dropped by. That was cool.
yeah, you want a drink, sweetie? Here you go. Sorry, it's my 3-year-old daughter. Everybody,
Oh,
she's
that's
trying to
sweet.
steal my bottle of water. She don't ask. She just takes. Okay, that's enough.
That's how children work.
Okay, finish it off. That's cool too. Hey, you're
Oh,
welcome.
I'll
Go
just
sit. It's almost bedtime.
I'll just be thirsty.
Sorry, I should have moved my mic away, but
No, it's all you don't have to apologize, man.
oh, all right. Let's see. What do we got going on here?
It's a lot of chat.
Hold on. Yeah, let me. Oh. Uh, nah, help bio. Let's see here. It looks like okay. Let's check out scans real quick or teams real quick. So it's got top versus bottom. You got Scan and Depleted, aka Viciado, up top up here, and you've got Babo and Dandy on the bottom. Doesn't look like 9 pulls from either one. Oh, I stand corrected. We got an overpull. Maybe not an 9 pull, but an overpull from Depleted. And Babo's going 12 pull. Scan, man. Scan knows all the builds. Every matchup. It's like, it's okay. You could fix it next time, bitch. For those of you who don't know or who are just joining us, right now we got a soul team, Babo and Danny versus Viciado, aka dM-Depleted, and Scan. Scan's very popular, especially in North America. But I think every single one of these players here were at least A rank on IC Cup 2 vs 2 scene. Dandy, I'm not sure about, but I know for a fact Babo was Olympic, Scan was Olympic, and I know Depleted was at least A. So definitely brought a good match for y'all today. This is I believe it's a best of 7 series.
Yes.
So this depending on how these games end up, this might be my last show match for the night. I had a long day cleaning out the basement and moving bags of concrete. I'm pretty tired.
No problem, man. No obligation for you to stay, but it's always a pleasure to have some people who know what they're talking about. And anybody who's listening, they're more than welcome to join us on our Discord. Just hop into the chat. Nobody's taken me on my offer yet.
Now, see, I will throw this out. Scan was getting on to Depleted for his build, but his third pylon should have been inside of Depleted's base instead of the fourth. Now you're going to see this vulture. Does he not have a vulture out yet? Okay, there it is. This vulture has a chance to make it to Depleted before this cannon comes up. Let's see, they've got Zerg, Babo contained down here, and he's still massing. So I'm pretty sure, excuse me, he's either going to break this or he's going to drone drill it.
Okay, I do have some questions I'll ask in a little bit here.
Block over here. Oh, wow.
Got it.
That was excellent. Now he's dropping 3 cannons. That's a lot of cannons. I would probably cancel one of those. Yep, there we go.
Nice call there.
Well, he did it for the wall, primarily, and now the other team thinks he has 3 cannons, so they're not going to even try to break that without scouting it first. So that's going to kind of force them to drone up tech. You know, they'll have map control, but
Nobody's in the lead right now, right? It's more or less even.
honestly, in this matchup, Protoss Zerg has an early lead. Um, 2 reasons. One, your Zerg has early Mutalisks, early Mutas, and that's a really big game changer in 2 versus 2.
Right.
Uh, your Protoss is also able to tech somewhat, not as much. Now, see, he's killing his Spore Colony, but he should be killing his Sunken instead. See, his Babo just killed his Spore Colony at his base because it was messing up his gas, but he definitely should have killed his Sunken Colony there instead. 100%. It's his gas is still botched.
Would that have fixed this problem?
Maybe that other Sunken right there, that creep colony, fixed it. Yeah,
It's
looks
making
like it.
his third spore.
Nope, it's still going around every now and then.
Goliaths and Lings have combined forces, and mutas are targeting the vultures.
Yeah, and no one out there, I hope, will misunderstand. Goliath Zergling is so strong, so strong.
Mutas have taken a beating from the Goliaths. Some instructions from Scan.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how much Jengi and Scan have played together. I assume a bit.
they've played. They've well, I mean, I don't know how much, but I mean,
As allies, I mean, yeah, not so much against.
they both respect each other enough. I mean, you have to think Scan's at the top, in these games, and I would say Babo is right there with him or just below him. But Scan respects Depleted enough to ally him in this show match. And oh, he loses 2 Mutalisks.
A lot of talking back and forth. I guess they prefer to do that rather than get on Discord and talk together. I think is much easier.
I really don't understand why. They're both in our Discord. They could both hop in here.
Um,
See, now this is where Goliath Zergling is going to roll over them.
those are a lot of Goliaths.
Yeah, you see, Scan's going mass right here, and I don't agree with that play. I don't think you're going to beat Mass Ling and Mass Goliath with Mass Muta, Mass Dragoon.
I have to agree. Just superficially assessing the situation, it seems like they have far more units. Those are a lot of Lings, a lot of Goliaths.
Dragoons just don't fare well against Zergling. See,
Yeah, they're getting taken down. I'm surprised they didn't back off much earlier.
you can't let your Mutas take shots from Goliaths.
Gan is expanding right now. I don't think he can afford to lose many of his units.
And see, they're going straight for Scan, and oh man. Okay, so this is okay because Scan let him
Cancel his
hit
nexus.
his nexus a little bit, but they may get a little bit of a surround. You want the Dragoons to be able to fight the Goliaths. So maybe they'll get him on one side or another. If he has a couple more Dragoons pop out. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, though. He needs to get these Mutas over here on these Zerglings, not the Goliaths. Okay, so they've held off Terran Zerg for a little while.
Jangi does have quite a few mutas here.
Babo's taking an expansion. Now, Babo has Muta's making, I believe. Not quite out on the map yet.
I mean, one of the advantages of having mutas is being able to harass other people's bases, right? I don't think we've seen that much because he's had to sort of help his ally fight Dandy and Babo in the middle. So that
See,
advantage I feel that mutas have, he hasn't been able to exploit.
okay, now see, Depleted has some lings in the mix now to take some of those hits. You see, Babo's bringing these lings back. Oh,
Mutas are taking too many hits. There are
dude,
enough goons for backup.
down
The
to 6.
Goliaths are going to back off.
Okay, he's got 8, but
Dandy has 4 factories. He's upgrading from his armory.
oof. Well,
Jangi has +1 armor on his mutas.
looks like they may have put themselves in a good position. Now, the key here is to hold this bridge. Oh, they're going third.
Babo has mutas of his own now.
Great scout by Babo there.
They're
Giving him,
going to trap themselves in.
this might be bad though.
A lot of Goliaths headed in that direction. Scan is sending more Dragoons for reinforcements, but they're going to run into some of these Goliaths.
Okay, this right here,
Yeah.
you don't save him, in my opinion. I don't feel. Well, they're running straight in.
He is going to lose maybe 2 goons, and the Goliaths are sort of getting stuck at the bridges there. Not sure what Dandy's doing with his Goliaths. Seem to be going back and forth. Now he's headed to help his ally.
Okay, Babo has to come around and help him bridge up this ramp. He's losing too many Goliaths though. Okay, Ling support.
So they took out a Spore, I think, a Sunken, maybe some
Yeah,
drone.
a lot of drones though.
Did take out an expansion. Was that worth it?
Yes. Oh yeah. Well,
Scan
I
has
mean,
an expansion
Babo,
up.
Babo's down to 6 drones, and now Depleted has an expansion. Scan has an expansion. I mean, that did some major damage.
So that was a good timed attack.
Oh
Dandy
yeah.
was far away to help out.
Yep. Babo's not really too thrilled with Dandy's play here. That's usually how it goes.
He was expecting some help earlier, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
2v2 requires a lot of coordination, fast reactions.
oh yeah. Well now, like I said, I don't know too much about Dandy's experience on the 2 versus 2 scene. I'm not.
Babo to ask. He must have remembered Banana was joining the games.
Even though
Shout out to Banana.
he forgot him like the last 4 games.
Yeah. So I think he really wants to see some sort of improvement here. Last game.
Trying to get caught up in all the announcements in our Discord real quick.
The allies are diagonally across from each other. So we have Dandy top left playing Terran. His ally Babo playing Zerg bottom right. Bottom left we have Scan playing Protoss again. And top right Depleted aka Jengi. A lot of chit chat going back and forth. Spanish and English. All these players have 2v2 down to a science. So I feel a little bit out of my league here, trying to discuss what's going on in the game. Hopefully Yusuck will be back.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just I'm trying to catch up on some of this chat real quick.
You
And I
guys are
figured,
always welcome to join us on Discord if somebody knows what this game is all about, wants to offer some insights, please join us. It's supposed to be sort of for the community, by the community initiative.
Let's see. Oh, okay. See, I'm learning. I'm learning stuff that I didn't know. See, Scan was never a U.S. citizen. He just studied abroad. He studied in the U.S. That's why he was here. I thought he was Korean living in the U.S. and then moved to Korea, but it looks like he's back home. And Jan was a very, very, very well known IC Cup player, especially on the 2 versus 2 scene. But he was also like A rank on the 1 versus 1 scene, which back then when he was actually playing was really good. So he was in Canada at the time, but he was Korean, but he was also studying abroad, I guess.
Is it normal for the best 2v2ers to be really good at 1v1 or no?
No, typically you have to.
Scan is sort of a
Well,
outlier there.
they're solid. I mean, they're solid. You know, 1 versus 1 players. I mean, normally if you're that good at this game, you're going to be good. You know, but these are two totally different beasts. 1 versus 1 and 2 versus 2.
I mean, Terra was the best player, one of the best players we featured, and Scan beat him 3-0. I'm not saying he's better than Terra, and that's TVT. So
And see, Dandy, not
okay, so Jengi got in to Dandy's base.
yeah. I mean, Dandy's not holding his ramp properly against Protoss Zerg. I mean, if that tells you, he doesn't typically. I guess he doesn't play much 2 versus 2, or maybe he just wasn't expecting it. I don't know. Now he's handling these links, but he's had to pull his
I'd have
SCVs
to
off.
say he's pretty good because he was playing against Scan and Terra, who
There's no.
are good
This
players as well, and they went 3-2.
this might be bad though. I mean, Babo is
Uh,
in Depleted's base, really
Destroyed
doing.
a few links, didn't get the creep colony. Headed back for the creep colony, I think.
What map was this called again? I can't remember.
I can't recall. I'm sorry.
I know this map.
Lost his links. I'm not sure what he's doing there.
If anybody in our channel remembers the name of this map, give us a shout out real quick. I've played this map 100 times and I just can't think of it. Scan doesn't typically have an off race. Paul, yeah, I knew that. Thank you, Hung. Hung coming in for the win again.
You're supposed to be asleep, bro.
He's probably laying in bed watching some StarCraft.
You can be laying in bed and casting some StarCraft. So Babo
That
and
would be
Scan
hilarious.
going at it.
Yeah, Baba's going to clean this up easily. But at this point, it really doesn't matter. Oh,
Fire bats are in.
oh, he got a couple fire bats in the base.
You don't want to attack him with drones, I don't think. Might
No,
need to
he lost
make a
6
creep
kills.
colony. I'm sorry,
One,
sunken.
those fire bats have 7 kills.
Oh, he got it. Nice count.
That really hurt. I mean, Depleted is down to 3, 4, 5, 6 drones, and 3 of them's having to hold this ramp. See, this is something that I'm strongly urging to people
Not sure
when
what
they
that
play.
attack was about. I know Dandy is trying to send a few more Marines to join his fire bat and medic. I think they're kind of struggling to figure out what to do from here. Am I wrong? There's a robotics facility being made by Scan.
Oh, I'm gonna see Reavers. Reaver Mutalisk.
Dandy is making a factory. He's upgrading from his academy and his eBay.
One of these drones is in mining for depleted. It's on the mineral patch, but it's not. Yeah, Scan sees everything, man. He says, "Drone work, drone work, please." He sees everything. How does he do this? See, I don't know if I could ever ally Scan. Uh, I think I would get too nervous from the
It's
micromanagement.
equivalent to a part-time job, my friend. Very demanding. And the pay is very low. He did play with silver.
Apologize. Hopefully, you guys didn't hear any of that.
No. And if we did, who cares?
I had to get onto my son. Oh, these mutas fly right over the Marines.
Oh, they have very low HP.
Lost one, and another one has 3 hit points left. Oof. They really should be using Discord. I don't understand why they're not.
Scan, I think, is waiting for his Reaver to come out. He's got a shuttle already. It looks like he's upgrading Dragoon range.
Oh, Babo picks off a Dragoon.
The Reaver is out. The shuttle is being loaded with 2 Zealots.
No, what do you? Oh, don't lose these. Oh, I'm sorry. I get nervous sometimes when I see Mutalisk flying into Death Valley.
I think Babo is going to put down a Spire right now. He did see the shuttle just flying above his lings. Shuttle is slowly making its way to Babo's base, I'm guessing. And he's going to drop it right above the extractor.
Yeah,
Only
this
lings to
is
help out.
huge. This is not going to end well for Babo. Not going to end well for Babo at all.
His shuttle is low on shield energy, but it shouldn't matter if these spores are taken out.
Now, once these spores are down, man,
Dandy is coming with Marines if he can hang on. He's got shuttle speed, so
saved
that's
his.
his exit plan. He doesn't want to lose everything. That was a very smart pull away.
He didn't lose. He lost those 2 zealots, but who cares? He's going right back.
He's saying, you go to Terran, I go to Zerg. But Dandy is there in case he wants to drop in Babo's base. I wonder if Jengi is thinking it's better for him to go Zerg and for
Yeah.
Scan to go. So is this kind of like a personal thing? Does it make sense for him to be going against Zerg with the Reaver?
He has enough mutas to handle some good harass on Terran, though.
So the meters are harassing Dandy while Scan is harassing
Oh, he might get this vessel.
Babo.
Oh, that was huge.
Oh my god, he has 5 HP. Almost got the shuttle. Babo does have Scourge now. There's 2 of them headed towards his base. He's also snuck a Zergling bottom of the map. Very clever to see any kind of movements there.
Yeah, he needs to be up that ramp, though, so you can get better vision on like a shuttle drop of some sort.
Jerry, that's cool how you kind of point to things we're talking about. Never my intention to actually oblige you to do that. Okay, so Dandy is sending more Marines to Babo, while Jengi is headed to that direction with some mutas. He's going to take out these Marines, I think. And now Scan is asking him to take on Babo, while he goes to Terran, I think. He's got 2 shuttles now. One of them has very low HP, but does have shield. I'm not sure what he has loaded in there besides 1 Reaver. There might be more than 1 Reaver.
I understand Scan's logic here, but once these mutas head over to help his
Oh,
allies,
he's got 4 Reavers in there. That's terrifying. As a Terran that's gone Marine Medic, how do you fight that?
you just die.
This might just be game. They are kind of in a bad position.
Now, that bunker was huge, though. He's got Scourge up here. If he rushes these mutas in, and oh,
Jangi has
hey,
arrived.
they might hold this off. What you got to use a Scourge.
4 Reavers.
No
I
Scourge.
think they're going to tap out any second now.
No.
Those are a lot of mutas. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think they got this like you're saying.
Irradiate. Mutas.
Scan has dropped 2 more Reavers to
Oh, I
where
didn't.
the SCVs are, so he's got quite a few of those before the mutas take him out. That last Scarab, oh, if it had connected, it would have been
See, he's still got a pretty
captured
good
Andy.
sized group of Marines here. And
Nice save. I'm really surprised he survived that.
I am too.
But
Now,
what do I know?
Depleted does not have an expansion yet. So, I mean, although this Protoss is ahead,
Scan is wondering whether he has enough mutas
he doesn't.
to rival Babo.
That irradiate really.
He doesn't have enough to hold this by himself. He's going to lose his expansion. That was sort of an all-in on Dandy, wasn't it? 4 Reavers, 2 shuttles, a bunch of Dragoons.
Yeah, and see, he didn't replace his Reaver to help hold his defenses at all. Maybe he's not going to. Maybe he's just going to stick with Dragoons and maybe get High Templar tech.
Not sure if he has a Reaver in his shuttle. I want to say no.
No, I don't. I don't believe he does. Oh, this is bad.
Is this going to be game right here? Those
Well,
are a lot of Marines, man.
I don't think it's game yet. Now, he pulled his Dragoons. He had good timing on his pull for his Dragoons.
Going to definitely use the lose the expansion. Here comes the shuttle. What's in there? Oh, there's a Reaver. Fast reaction by Scan. Picks up his Reaver before the mutas could target it.
Good split. That was a very good split.
Scarab misses, but he's going ahead. He wants to grab some of those Rhines.
Terran's expansion is almost up here.
Being really careful here with his Reaver.
He's pulling these SCVs. What is he doing?
Scarab connects, kills 2 medics and I think a Marine. He's asking his partner not to attack the Marines.
See, the problem with only going ZVZ
Is that it's not a 1 versus 1, it's a 2 versus 2, isn't it?
well, not just that, but Terran will give vessel support. I mean, what are you going to use vessels against Reavers for?
I guess when your mutas are there conveniently next to the Marines.
This
Different
is
style of playing and might be difficult to balance the two. Babo has a lot of mutas. He's going to target the Reaver and take it out. He's going to target the second Reaver and take it out.
Oof. Now let's check these muta counts right here. Depleted has 8. And Babo just has 6.
He's not able to take out enough Marines with his Reavers before they're taken out by the mutas. Yeah, that's really the main issue, isn't it?
Yeah, and
The muta count is
Scan's almost tapped out
going
on
to
minerals.
determine the game.
I mean, he's long distance mining with some of his probes still.
So this is a best of 7. This is the second game. Scan and Jengi are up 1-0. Drops the Reaver before the shuttle is destroyed. Loses the Reaver. That might be the 5th or 6th Reaver that Scan has made in this game.
He lost 4 at Terran, remember? So
Dandy has expanded. Seems like he's the only player in this game to expand at 17 minutes.
And actually hold it. This might be all she wrote. Thank you, son.
Terran is now heading towards Jengi's base, so he's been unharassed for a very long time. He's got 4 cannons there, some mutas. But here comes the vessels. They have a lot of energy, man.
Yeah, he needs
They're
to
gonna.
make a couple scores, and I'm always against making scores as when you have a Protoss ally, but
Scan is out of minerals at his main.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have enough to help his partner, and he's not close at all.
And that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Score is 1-1.
I like how Scan sort of asked whether it's good game, but suggests it is, right? And let's go to the next one.
We've seen Scan hold off some attacks we didn't anticipate him holding off. So, isn't that what you
playing Protoss? He's playing Zerg.
Pick map, correct? Kind of tilted, especially when you're Terran Zerg versus Terran Protoss. You know.
Well, listen, if I disappear, it's because my computer caught on fire. It's not really built for hours of this. I am working on getting a new one, bro, but hoping it's not necessary. Okay, so round 3, we're tied 1-1 in this best of 7. The allies are diagonal from each other.
Yeah, so it's kind of essentially like a bottom right versus top left. So if you want to call it this, kind of the 2 o'clock and the 7 o'clock is Dandy and Babo, and your top orange is Scan. Your left side over here we have, since landowner wants me to call him Gingy instead of Depleted. That's what he's more known by nowadays. So
Right. He had a clan war, I think. That's why he's on a tag.
yeah.
Um,
And see, he used to always go by Viciato. Viciato. I don't know how he pronounces it, but that's
a lot
why.
of back and forth, man.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. As I had known Genji for a long time, but I didn't know that he was using a different names. And he just happened to see me one day. He's like, "Oh, hey, what's up? Why you suck?" And I'm like,
It would be simpler if they all use the same screen names. Yeah, I agree.
"Right." That's why I've tried it. And this is the name I use is kind of whatever, but it's what everybody knows me by. That and Chobo Sir. So landowner Scan is the biggest pussy ever.
Scan is telling his ally what he expects from him. So I did see he said, "Don't lose your drones," and he's saying, "Scout Zerk." Jangi is pretty well versed in the game. I don't think he's the type of person to kind of talk back, especially in public. He might like pull you aside and have a conversation with you. But hopefully, we just get some good manner playing between the teams and within the teams. But that doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
Although
Okay.
somebody just told me, hey, man, that's just part of the gaming culture. You just got to take punches sometime.
Okay. So right here, looks like Scan actually wants to do a contain on Terran because his probe is sitting outside of his base. Maybe not. Maybe he's going to take it back home to his Zerg ally. See, I'm just really strong on this. I really feel like your third pylon needs to be at your Zerg ally's base for that timing to hit right. And see, you got Zerglings from Babo going to Viciado here. And it's not going to be good. He might lose this probe, which is going to really delay his cannons. Oh, he saves it. There's just too many lings here. He's got to save this probe.
Got one. Got
Oh,
two.
oh, and in my opinion, landowner, Jengi sounds better than Genji. So fuck you, man.
So I think both of these players are going to be featured in a tournament that's ongoing right now, I think. And Jangi told me he was expecting Babo and someone else to make it to the finals. He's playing with Terror. I guess before they get to the finals, if that happens, they're sort of like feeling each other out.
Now we've got over here from Terran. He's going to Starport Wraith, and that is fast, especially considering that Zerg is just now starting his Spire. This is bad. That's a solid wall right there with that third depot. Our PZ team might be in trouble here. I mean, it's looking like they're about to get a good old fashioned ass whooping.
Scan and depleted, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. These raids are gonna hurt, man. Now Scan does have his core, and he is probably making dragoons right now. But I mean, this wraith is headed toward Genji's base or
Two
Zerg
of
player's
them.
base, and he's Spire's still
Spire
not done.
is just about to finish up.
He's
Janky realizes how important it is, especially right now. He's probably going to make a Scourge, I'm guessing, because it
he's not gonna make anything.
on
He's about to
quicker.
be supply block. Oh, that timing. Oh,
Going to escape to the cannons for cover. Head right back. Wraiths are going to target an Overlord. That's going to be the second one.
now really, if he wants to survive this, he's gonna have to either have uh, dragoons come help him, or he's gonna have to. Okay, looks like Scan's making a starport too. Stargate, excuse me.
Babo has a lot of lings in the middle of the map. Janky is about to see them. Stargate has been made in Janky's base. Got 3 meters now.
I don't. I don't
4
know about the
wraiths.
thing.
He's unable to get into his own base, it seems like. Nope. There's enough room, I think, for him to come.
Okay, now Terran may have cloak here.
Just took out 2 drones.
Okay, Terran is researching cloak. He does not have it yet, but boy, if he gets
And
it.
he has 5 wraiths.
Okay, Corsair. There we go. Now, for those of you who
There's
don't,
cloak.
Corsair absolutely rapes Terran wraiths. Oof. And see, he's immediately dropping 3 more barracks.
So that's going to be the response to the Sares.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you typically get Marine medic after few Corsairs have been made anyways, or a few wraiths have been made anyways. But oh, this is so bad. If he
They're
doesn't
about
target
to take out the
wraith,
cannon. He's not going to have any kind of vision if those wraiths cloak. Those are a lot of lings as well.
if he doesn't hold this cannon, he's essentially dead here. Does Seattle have all speed? No,
Jengi is not quite. Yep, he's going to go in and help him.
he's
I
got a
think he's
crow.
wondering whether he could counter or not.
Okay,
Terran is going to need some defense against those mutas.
how many
Probably has
wraiths?
cloak a little bit left to rely on. Cannon morphs just in time.
Oh,
Babo is out with his lings in the middle.
almost lost two of those wraiths right there. One has 21 health, the other
Dan
has
is asking for Overlord speed.
12.
Babo is making a lair.
Yeah, you have to respond somehow to this kind of play. I mean, he's gonna need two more spore colonies at least. This is a lot of mutas.
Rates are being repaired.
10 mutas and 4 corsair. I mean, oh, little misclick there by depleted.
So what's Babo going to do with this lair? It looks like he put down a spire.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he has to respond to all this air being made. But if he
A
doesn't
lot of
add another
rates are
colony,
about to cause a lot of damage in Jengi's base.
yeah, they are.
And he's just using a few drones. Gonna take out the overlords.
Overlord still isn't finished yet. Oh, oh, that was a good counterattack
And the
by.
mutas are doing some damage of their own. It's payback. Jengi's gonna lose his spire. And Babo's going to try to attack, but he backs off.
See, oh, this is
I guess your prediction has turned out to be true.
okay. So Babo is making another spore colony in his base. Oh, I don't
Oh,
think this DT's gonna make it. Nope.
he lost quite a few meters there and they got damaged.
See,
Jengi's going to try to
this
recover. He has more drones than I thought.
this is a problem. I mean, Dandy's looking at dying right here with these DTs marching up. No turrets are up. Oh, he's got one turret up, and he almost has a scan, but
He's going to cancel his Nexus. 2 DTs are out. There's one in
two.
Dandy's base.
Yeah, there's two in his base, and he spread them out because he only had one
You
scan.
got it. Taking out the Academy. Turrets are being made right now. He's only got 29 energy on his ComSat. Stairs are targeting the Wraiths, so are the Mutas.
Yeah, this is
The
it.
game has quickly changed in favor of Scan and Jengi, it looks like. It looks like they're going to back off, though, play it safe, and not lose all their units.
Yeah, no, Jengi is his base is getting messed up right now, and it looks like
Yeah, I
a
just noticed that.
yellow.
There's a lot of that going on in 2v2 games, huh? I can't observe two things at one time. That's the problem. It's complicated.
This is interesting. Depleted is actually making an expansion, even though he can't even hold his main base. He doesn't have a spire. It's kind of an odd play, in my opinion. I don't know. Landowner asked the Nightbot to chill out because the bot blocked some of his chat. The Nightbot proceeded to spam like 4 or 5 messages afterwards.
Is that what happened? That's hilarious. That's my bad.
Nightbot just pretty much said, "Fuck you, landowner." This is gonna hurt. Depleted. Oh man. Oh no, he's got Maelstrom. Hopefully, this Dark Archon here. Let's see what happens.
Jangi came back like no other, man.
Oh, there's no point in even using it.
But it may be too late for that.
Why? I don't understand why they leave these games like this.
They both came to a consensus that it was over.
I don't feel like it was.
So this is a best of 7. That's 2-1, right? For Seoul? Shout out to Fuji. Can't thank him enough for helping us organize these show matches. And Irish for promoting us, various Discord channels. Round 4. Q Prize show match. $30 for the winning team, and that's not going to cover the medical expenses after this. It's going to be probably 2 hours or so, huh? Maybe even more. Here comes the chat. I really enjoy reading the messages because these guys got 2v2 down to a science. Each one is just top-notch player.
Oh yeah.
And I
These are
think
these.
they're all sort of.
I'm sorry, I thought you were done. I was just gonna say these are the games that I miss watching. When IC Cup was very active, you had your top players playing all the time, but they would share replays, or load them up on the IC Cup page or something like that, where you can get them off of
Right.
tournament matches. But after IC Cup died, when Remaster came out, all of that went away. So this has
I've
definitely
grown a taste for 2v2s. I really didn't know it was a huge thing. Like many others, I just followed 1v1 back in the day. This is a long time ago. But you know what? Wiggly was telling me today, in the absence of a 2v2 ladder, these kind of daily show match events are a good way to compensate for that. Of course, we're only featuring like really good players and stuff. But
yeah. But I mean, as this grows and builds, and I hope everybody understands this, we would like to get tournaments together so everybody can compete. Now, you may we may do some tournaments where you actually pick your allies. We may have tournaments where we just throw everybody's name in a pool, and good luck whoever you get.
we might have tournaments where you have to play naked.
Yeah,
Anything goes,
and you might have to stream it.
unfortunately.
I know Ox will watch most of them.
Yeah, there's not enough female players for me
That's
to
why
take
you watch
interest in
most of
that.
them.
We were thinking of hosting a really like small tournament in soon, like featuring maybe 4 teams, 2v2, and if it's 1v1, whatever, just very few players, but the best, and upping the price and trying to get it done in one day. And Prima would stream each one of those events. It really depends on what day time we can organize it, what players we can draw. But there's a lot of great events going on, and they've been going on forever, man. And I'm not really competent enough to try to organize something like big, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes. And these show matches, if it's an original idea or whatever, it might fill a gap that exists, but I don't know. Anyways, back to the game.
Yeah, yeah. So it looks like we got a scan and depleted here. Trying to put some pressure on our Babo Zerg. Maybe get this block off. Looks like you only can really fit two zealots there efficiently, unless you pull them back a little bit more for this block. But we'll find out here in just a second. Looks like yellow's actually being somewhat cautious this game and actually stalking his marines across the gap that lies there. Okay, so this is much faster. If you look here real quick, Ox, you see how he actually placed his third pylon in his allies' base this game? He's able
Right.
he's able to get his gas a lot sooner this way, and the cannon actually come up at his allies' base much sooner as well. So if
Oh,
this
okay.
Terran did go that mech and get the vulture out, it would beat the vulture in that case, or any marine medic question. Now we got an attack coming on over here on Babo, but I don't think this is going to do too much.
So a lot of lings off one hatchery.
He opened up a gap though. Oh, he's got enough lanes definitely to hold that. Look at that. And Zerg's out.
Was that worth it, or it just?
Well, see, Babo created a little bit of gap on the left side just for a second. They needed to get a little bit of a surround up that ramp. They would have been able to at least kill some more Zerglings and thin that.
Does Jengi have to go one hatch mutas? They've been doing the same
Yeah,
sort of
here's the problem.
strategy each game.
See, you don't really waste those mutas because now you don't have anything to block this ramp. This is, I mean, this could be over right here. Oh, nice drone drill, but I think it might be too little, too late.
Scan 2, 3 mutas.
And that's, I mean, we're looking at a 3-0 here. Protoss is just now sending out his zealots to go help his ally.
So Jengi couldn't go 2 hatch like Baba was doing. Does he have to go lair muta?
You need to go and see, and I agree with depleted. I don't think he should have attacked.
Because he lost a lot of his links.
Yeah, you don't have anything to block that ramp with, and that's what.
He's sort of listening to scan, and the worst part about it is he sort of gets lectured about it a little bit afterwards, even though he didn't agree with the move. So 2v2s are complicated, man. 2v2 players have told me they play twos because it's more fun, less pressure than 1v1, but I can't agree with that.
Yeah, and see now everyone has their own opinions on stuff. Uh, I'm sure some of the observers in the chat may agree with Scan over Depleted or vice versa. I personally agree with Depleted. Yeah, he may still have a large lane count and drone up, but once you attack and you lose those zealots and lings, you have no reason to be forced to ling back up again instead of going drones. So
Hmm.
the way it goes, Zerg was going to drone, like Depleted said.
I guess it's just the money, right? I'm really rooting for Scan and Jengi here. I feel like there's a lot of negative energy it's been building. Hopefully, they can make a breakthrough. I'm not sure if the strat that they're choosing is the best one that complements their, I don't know, type of gameplay.
Don't do that to the joystick. You'll mess it up. Okay, let's see here. Need speed. Now, see, I will agree with Scan here. Uh, you don't need speed when you're doing that build. You just go straight for layer.
I think the main issue was that attack. He
Mhm.
knew it wasn't going to lead anywhere, and
Right.
Scan is a really good player too. So I was wondering, like, do they see something that? So I saw a lot of lings, and there was a sunken. I think
Looks like
sometimes
Babo
there's
and
no coming back
Dandy's.
from that, right?
Babo and Dandy's got a lot of fans here in the chat.
Like when one player can take down the supply count of two players, that's not good, right? Because his ally has a full supply count. Terran
Hmm.
just attacks,
Now,
and you're fucked.
I will say this. Typically, um, let me find the words for this. Most of the time, it's better to attack than to get attacked, than to just sit there and wait.
If it's a successful, or if you're gonna really get something done, right?
And if it's a balanced game, you
Like they
know,
lost all their units. Jengi lost all his links. I don't think Protoss had that much that he lost. It's Jengi who's really vulnerable. I'm thinking he has one hatchery and like two cannons at his base.
hmm
He's
and
got to be really careful. He needs his lings to block his ramp or whatever.
had if he had four Zerglings, he was holding that.
Like I'm not trying to disrespect Scan. I'm a newbie at this, but he can't just rely on his drones, right, to
Yeah,
save his
well,
ramp.
you're losing drones when you do that. I understand his
Right.
logic. His logic isn't necessarily flawed. I mean, you're talking about, like you said. I mean, he's
I guess just recognizing that the attack was not successful and not worth it. That's
now. I will back up Scan's point on this. If you do get speed, your ally is anticipating that you're going to do something with it. You know, so. But
so.
I'm not gonna say this guy's right, this guy's wrong per
In
se.
in this kind of matchup, man, do we have to see the same build from Jengi? Like he has to go one hatch, lair, spire. He has to get cannons. There's no
It's
way that he could get two hatches and lings.
it's safer. And the thing
Doesn't
is
seem like it. Yeah, they're
okay.
doing the same thing again.
Let's see. Yeah, scan gas Terran. He's getting his third pylon. Made it. I don't know about that position. Well, he's making this position so his ally can actually mine what he's wanting his ally to do already. I can see is he's wanting depleted to put his hatchery on the ramp in case they can't get this expansion down here. He's going to be able to mine out his second gas at least. Uh, but what I was saying was Marine Medic with Zergling support, way better than Dragoon with Zergling support. And I understand, you can get a tech to DTs and stuff like that, but the timing for DTs out is going to be slower than uh, the timing for Marine Medic to be out.
So Babo does have quite a few lings. He's got speed. Jengi is just covering his ramp. He has a zealot for support, a cannon. I think another cannon might be added. His spire is going to finish up very soon.
Oh, we got some. I love the comments in the chat,
Oh,
guys.
he's going to make a second hatchery at the ramp. I don't think I've seen him do that with this build, so that makes it a little different, right?
A fellow, it's a little bit easier to do actually, and it's in my opinion, it's better to do this anyways. When you have this extractor right here close to your ramp, mining that second gas is easy. I mean, that's five drones and you're getting full income. Four and it's a solid extra gas. And what's Zerg usually doing in this position anyways? Mass mutus. So
Pablo has made 3 spores. I think they're all strategically placed, cover most of his infrastructure. I'm guessing he's leaving that creep colony for sunken, and he's making a lair right now. Is there a reason Scan likes to make a core, like other key buildings inside his allies' base?
Two reasons. One, kind of kind of stays hidden because it's floating over his cannons. So typically, your enemy Zerg is not going to have their overlord near those cannons. I don't know
Jangi
why
is going to take out an overlord.
I don't know why he does it every game though. I've noticed that as well.
Right, so it's less of a
I mean, it's more
right.
protected.
Does it act as some sort of block too
No, not that.
from
Not that.
units, just sort of getting in?
Let's
Maybe
see.
he thinks Zerg needs the space in his own base less than
Well,
he needs the space in his own for
yeah,
gateways or whatever.
that's one thing. Another thing is over here you can see where he's made another pylon. He's probably going to put a gateway there unless he goes Corsairs for some reason. And but I see him going Citadel already.
He is worried about the muta health and count of his ally.
See, and that
Jangi has taken out a few SCVs. I'm not sure if he's going to incur the wrath of his ally. Scan is out with, looks like 6 Zealots. They could easily be taken out. He doesn't have any units covering his ramp. He's very vulnerable right now.
now if he gets those zealots back up the ramp, he should be okay until he
I
gets a little.
don't see how he's going to hold
Oh,
this with
he's not
2
blocking.
cannons.
He's not blocking. Oh my god. I hope depleted says your pro pool should have been faster. I don't know, man. I don't know.
The
That
timing of that attack was perfect, and
that's all she wrote.
it was at a time when he was just getting DTs out. There's no coming back from this, right?
No, none. You know
So
what?
third show match looks like it's going to Team Soul. The
Sometimes,
debut of Dandy and Babo.
yeah, sometimes these you could have two of the best players in the world, but they just don't mesh well together. And I think that's going to be Viciato and Scan's issue. Well, 4-1. Anybody call that happening? I didn't.